most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
We're sharp. We're going to pump you up here today. Okay, we're going to talk about shoulder tendonitis, absolute best self-treatment you can do, and exercises. You can do these on your own, do it yourself, and it's a three-pronged approach.
Okay.
First thing is you want to try to give yourself some immediate relief. But, you know, Brad, I think we should discuss what often happens, why you get tendonitis.
Sure.
Quite often there's what is called an impingement.
Okay.
And
let's get Bonaparte out here.
Napoleon Bonaparte out here. You got your pen, Brad?
Oh,
There's a pen over there otherwise. Where's your red pen?
right here, Bob.
Okay.
In good shape.
Good. So, I don't know if you're going to catch this, Lonnie, but there's muscles that are on the shoulder blade here, and they go through, especially one of them goes right through the...
Move your hand.
Yeah.
Go like this, right through here, and they connect up there.
So you see the pen, that's actually the tendon that attaches to the greater trochanter of the, not greater trochanter.
Wrong part of the
Yeah,
body.
greater tuberosity. Greater tuberosity of the
We're going
humerus.
to have therapists that'll catch us
Yeah,
on
they're going to
that.
catch that real quick. All right, well what can happen is it can actually get pinched in there.
You're going to break my pen,
Yeah,
Bob.
and that wears out that tendon and it creates scar tissue, and that's why we're going to do this next treatment,
Right.
to break up that scar tissue.
It's kind of like a rope going through, then a rope gets frayed. Very
Yeah.
similar. Good analogy. I always like that one anyways.
Yep. So we're going to show you how, one, to treat the frayed rope, and then two, to stop it from fraying more.
Right.
So that's basically the treatment that you're going to do. So the first thing you want to do, and this really works well. I just had an episode of this, Brad.
Sure.
I was laying on the bed like this, reading, and so I'm jamming the shoulder and kind of
Yeah.
impinging it, and I got very, very sharp pain. I was a little shocked how sharp it was. And so I actually did this, and
And he's a therapist.
I'm a therapist. So there's usually two tendons that are mostly involved, supraspinatus or infraspinatus. You don't have to know which one is which, but the supraspinatus, you can get at it the best if you put your arm like this. Yep.
There.
So what you're going to do is you're going to follow along your collarbone here, and you're going to go to the acromion, and you're going to right down in here, you're going to find a tender spot.
There's the little bony area up there. It's usually right off of that. It's like a little
Yep.
cliff. You drop down into there.
So if you come down here, you're going to find it like you said. And that's right where you're going to rub. Now you can put one finger on top of the other.
Sure.
And you're going to really get in there. I mean, you're going to really, you're not just pushing the skin around here. You're getting in there and rubbing that tendon.
Right, you're moving some soft tissue and...
You're going to answer that phone, by the way?
No, I'm not answering that phone, Bob. Anyways,
What should
it's
you
going
feel?
to hurt at first,
Right.
but after the first 15, 20 to 30 seconds at the most, it should start to feel better, or a numbish feeling, if it continues to get worse and worse after 30 seconds.
No, then you're not doing that. Then you're putting some ice on it.
Right, put the brakes on and cool
So
it down.
in my case, I did this a couple times and it was gone. I mean, and mine wasn't a real serious case, obviously,
Right.
but you know, so you're going to get in there again, rub. You can now. Syriac actually said you can do this for 15 minutes twice a week. Nobody's going to do this for 15 minutes. I'd say do it for 5 minutes every day. You know,
Right,
is what I would do.
Your hand gets too tight and your fingers get too sore.
And people just don't have that much time to do this, I don't think. And what's nice about this, you can do this at your desk, you can do this anywhere, and just find that spot and rub. Now, if it's the infraspinatus, that one's going to be better if you just go ahead and put your arm up on a pillow like this and keep the arm forward, not like this or like this.
Right, neutral.
Neutral, and then you're going to find it, and that tendon's going to be more available in this position.
Right.
So,
And if you're not sure if it's the M for the super, you could try either position and just see how the results are, because this is the kind of thing, there's no harm done. As long as you follow the rule, after 30 seconds, it should feel better.
Right, there's not going to be any harm in you rubbing the shoulder, that's for sure. No, and you're certainly not going to make things worse. Generally, the supraspinatus is going to hurt more if you go the hand out, just straight out like this, and you push and it just gives way.
Right.
Where the infraspinatus, if you push here, go out this way, it gives this way or it hurts that way. So someone's got to answer that phone, Brad. It's starting to bother me.
I know. We're going to take that thing and throw it out the door.
All right, next thing. So now you've kind of treated the problem. You know, go ahead and the scar tissue. You're going to do this, like I said, you can do this every day for 5 minutes. But now you want to stop the impingement from happening. You don't want to, you know, keep rubbing it because it'll just come right back again.
Right. It's a repeat. It's like a repeat patient.
So one thing, this causes impingement, bad posture. You know, this just pinches a lot easier. Watch this once, Brad. Watch how high I can raise my shoulder when I'm like this. That's all the higher I can.
Not trying,
I'm trying. This is as high as I can raise it. But if I sit up, you know,
Full range.
What does this mean? It's getting blocked. It's getting pinched. So poor posture. So you're going to want to improve your posture.
Right.
And one thing that we have everybody do is shoulder squeezes.
Right.
We've said this again and again. I'm starting to sound like a parent, Brad.
Yes, over and over. Why, Bob?
What's nice about this is you can do this throughout the day. Again, these are all things you can do at your desk instead of being work and productive. You can actually treat your problems.
You're taking that little break to stretch out, and you do these stretches.
Yep. And what that's going to do, it's going to strengthen the muscles that pull the shoulder back and keep plenty of room for that tendon to go through. Right. But it's also going to improve your posture. Right. People are going to comment.
And if you walk around like this, then maybe you overdid it.
Yeah. People are going to comment. They're going to like how you look. Right. Okay, the next one that you're going to do is actually called the Mulligan Technique. And this is going to help set the bone down in the socket so there's more room. I've had good luck with this one, Brad.
Right.
So you need a countertop or you need... Do you want to do it there, Brad?
Well, I thought I'd do it right off the end, like right here.
Okay.
We could do it here like this.
I think a countertop is probably a better height.
Yeah. Now, one thing I like to say on this one, Bob, with the patients I've worked with it, they just love it or it doesn't work.
Okay.
You know, and so I think that's, you'll find out. So I'm going to push down in this direction, right?
Right, you're pushing down the whole time.
We're supposed to look at the film.
He's pushing down.
Right. And as I keep that pressure down, right now I'm pushing, I'm going back, and this is something that a therapist clearly knows that
it's putting that ball down in the socket.
Put your shoulder at the same flexion that mine is, but without being bent over. So right now, my shoulder is like this with no pain because I'm doing the technique, but if I were to stand up, it'd be overhead. And then I continue to push, and then I walk it back up.
But he's strengthening the muscles that help push it down in the socket.
There, and back up. And if you're doing this and it goes, ow, 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 you just stop, stop, stop. It's not for you.
All right, so again, that's something you can start right away. Then later on, now you know things are getting better, the pain's gone. It's not the worst thing to do is to do some strengthening of the shoulder on an ongoing basis. And we like to do innies and outies. Now this works better with stretch band, I think, but this is something you can do with a soup can or a weight at home. And so if I'm strengthening this one here, I'm going to stay off the shoulder a little bit. I'm a little bit kind of more on the back on the shoulder blade itself. And I'm putting the arm at the elbow at a right angle, and I'm just going to go up like this. And this is the innies.
This one is probably not as important as the outies that Bob's going to show you.
And this one's going to be easier because it's a stronger muscle.
Right. You're going to take much more weight that way. The outies, which works on that rotator cuff muscle in the back.
So same thing, I'm going to start in this position now, again, right angle, and now I'm going up like this.
There you go.
And you can go all the way up like this even.
As long as it's pain-free, you work.
Some people put a towel here just to help keep them honest. But this is probably the one that's more important if you're going to, like Brad said, if you're going to specify just one. How nice of you, Brad.
Well, of course, I care, Bob.
So,
not much, but I care.
All right, put your head up here and give me something to slap. All right, actually, again, that's always shocking to me how that starts to get fatigued already.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because this is only, what, 3 pounds?
Right.
You know?
And that's why for a lot of people, especially coming from an injury, a soup can, 12 or 16-ounce soup can is enough to start with.
So this is the full program. You know, start with the cross fiber, then go to the good posture and the Mulligan technique, and then go ahead and start to do some strengthening.
Now, I know people are going to ask on the comments, how many repetitions, how many times a day?
Oh, yeah, bring that up.
There you go. Okay, so as far as the Mulligan technique.
You can do that every hour.
Right, and you know how many repetitions?
5 to 10. You don't have to do that many, to be honest with you.
I think 10 is, is probably, if you're going to do them more often, you can do less of them every hour, like even 3 to 5 every hour.
Just do them really quick. Shoulder squeezes, you can do 30 of them if you want.
Right.
I mean, that's just a good thing to do as a reminder throughout the day.
Right, exactly.
If you're looking at the computer right now at us, I'd like to see you doing a few of those right now.
Exactly, and if your coworkers give you a little hard time about doing that, you just tell them.
Yeah,
Bob and
Brad.
You better believe it.
We'll come out and
Okay, what
slug
about the innies and outies?
Innies and outies, I would go 20 to 30 on that.
Right. I usually go a little less than that and a little heavier weights, but that's up to you.
Well, to start, I would go higher reps and less weight.
Sure. The mechanics of it is important.
Right.
Really
Don't
important.
shrug your shoulders and work on. Later on, if you go to stretch band and you're doing these, I mean, you can rip off 30 to 50 of those.
Sure.
They're good postural strengthening muscles. So.
And the other, we've got the other videos on those, Bob. On some of the stretch bands that you were referring to, because we didn't go through them here. So yeah,
I'll see if I find them. I'll link them at the end.
Yeah,
so.
The end of the video is really become an informative place,
Yeah,
Bob.
you really want to stay till the end each time.
Right.
All right. Thanks for
now watch
watching.
this. I just want to show people this. This has got nothing to do with anything, but I just see it happens.
Yeah.